Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you with another video for Raidshadowlegends. Today we are going to do a champion showcase in HYDRA. So before we get into the run, I'm just going to show you a couple of tricks and tips for this team. So let's get into the tips and tricks, and then we'll show you the run and show you what's going on there. Okay, so the champion showcase today is going to be mainly specifically built around Molly. I haven't built I never built her for HYDRA. I have had her for a very long time. She's one of my first legendaries on my account when I first started 4 years ago playing Raid. And honestly, she has been with me thick and thin and doing really well. So I think today is the day that we do the showcase. So with DK being so strong this rotation, I feel like it's actually really worth it to build a team around Molly and just kind of do it. So she was a fusion a very long time ago, and honestly still can be attained in some ways, but you need to have like quite a few legendaries. So she can be attained in the trader token, but you need quite a few legendaries for that already. So what does she do? Why do we want to use her? So she's always been a really good mischief tank and a DK lockdown because she can provoke for 2 turns. She has a 50% chance of provoking for 2 turns and has a 100% chance of provoke for 1 turn. But also she puts up that reflection damage, which gives her the extra buff which is needed to control mischief much better. So I'm not going to go into a kit too much. We will show you the build towards the end of this video and after the replay, and I will drop links down to all this in my video in the chapters. So we're just going to go into the run and just kind of point out what she's doing. So obviously she needs good accuracy, she needs good resistance to do both jobs, and honestly it's not an easy build to do, but she's the fastest one here. She locks down DK here. I'm also going to go share masteries with you and how to maybe make this provoke a bit more better and a bit more consistent. So as you can see, it's full auto team, quite fairly attainable champions. There is a few legendaries in here that was guaranteed or fusion, so I'm not going to call it free to play because people don't like it when I call it free to play, but there was accessible champions. And I'll talk about the roles of the champions and who can replace who at the end of this run, and I'll do this at the end of the video. So as you can see, we click on DK, not because Molly needs it, because she doesn't. Her provoke is only 82, so if you're using Husk for example, you will need to click on DK or he will just go everywhere. The reason why we click in is mainly for 2 reasons. Mainly one is in case Torment comes out, we have got AoE champions, and Molly would never get true feared if you click on a certain head that doesn't give you any prospects of being true feared or anything like that, and I'll talk about that in a second. Another thing as well, if the champion does get divided and you have War Master on your champions, like Royal Guard will happen in 14 turns, then it is worth pointing out that we could try getting back. So we are running quite a lot of Brimstone, as you'll see at the end of this video, and we do 1 key very easily, but Molly is amazing for this role. So with Torment not being out this rotation, loads of people won't take Samuel, so it's really important to think about team synergy. So Pythian is also there. He will do a cleanse and he will also do an AoE revive. Molly will do a single revive with block damage. So they're both revivers and both won't get true feared as long as you don't click on Torment. So Torment does come out in this run and you'll see that it doesn't really cause me amazing amount of possibilities, and Molly just locks down DK to stop him cleansing as much as possible, and yeah, really good champion. So let's get into the run. I'll show you the run. I'm going to put on 2 times speed and then let me know what you think in the comments below. So here we are, this is the team. How much damage we've done is amazing damage. 26.2 coming from Rogard and 23.6 coming from Artak. Python doesn't have War Master, nor does Molly. Molly has the Brimstone, which is where the damage has come from on her. So 2 champions with not with War Master, so it could be a bit better. I don't know how Arctic has done so much damage, even with the Brimstone +5. Just generally because his build is more like Ice Golem build. So yeah. Okay, let's talk about replacements and stuff like that. So we've got my apologies. We have Negmo, who can be replaced by this formal fusion. That's just happened because mainly we're trying to bring in someone that brings in decreased speed to slow down bosses, so it helps Molly get more turn meter. So he also brings in speed aura. He's definitely the best champion for this role, Negmo, but the fusion can be used as well, so that's something to kind of bear in mind. And the fusion will also bring in resist, so you would need half the accuracy levels as long as you keep it down. Mother Cyclops as well has a small chance of putting in a decreased speed as well, and also brings in speed lead, but also brings in revive on death, and I think it's increased defense or something like that. I can't remember kit off too much of my head. Lady Kimmy on an A2 as well is also another key champion as well, so Lady Kimmy can actually do the same with the A2, bringing in a decreased accuracy and a decreased speed as well. So the champions that are worth kind of investing in if you have them and want to kind of copy this team to give yourself an easy life. So as you've seen in replay, full auto, it's amazing. Royal Guard can be replaced with any DPS, enemy max HP, or attack based champion, but I would generally recommend going with AoE enemy max HP, so anyone like Husk, Aquizima, or anyone like that. Python's mainly in here for the cleanse, so you can use champions like Cardiao, who's on a 10x right now for this weekend, who also brings hella attack. There is quite a lot of champions. You can bring in Hugo, UK if for the revive, but also brings in the block buffs. But if you do bring him in, just kind of bear in mind Hugo then becomes a bit useless. So maybe you can bring in a champion like Lydia, who will bring you decreased defense and weaken to allow you to do more damage. Artak's a free champion, everyone should have him. I'm not going to really talk about anything different there, but again, enemy max HP damage champions like a Royal Guard, a Husk again is a perfect solution. Hugo can be replaced with anyone with block buffs, so if you bring UK for example, you will need to still bring in a defense down, and this is where the flexibility with Pythium kind of works in your team. Just bear in mind if Torment comes out, then he will kind of mess with your RNG a little bit, but again it's still very doable. And then we got Molly, who is today's showcase about. Molly honestly can be replaced with any provoke champion. You could bring in a Husk on an A1, but it won't be as consistent. If you do bring in that decreased speed, then that will help you a lot. You can use Krisk for example. You can use Thor, who is a formal fusion as well, who has provoke on an A1 and also has a provoke on A2. Skull Lord Vargal as well, or any champion like that. Kantra, who would actually fit in his team next week, would fit in his team as well, and maybe we'll look at her next week or the week after as a showcase for this, because it would be perfect example where to use her. So yeah, there's quite a few champions there. I feel that this is a fairly good team. Let's get into the builds and show you what's going on there, and stuff like that. So yeah, let's show you the builds. And we'll start off with Arctic. So Arctic's build is not amazing. This is far from amazing. Arctic's build is for Ice Golem in the day, so I've just changed 1 or 2 pieces of gear just to kind of fit him in here. So we have resistance chest. Resistance is not needed for Hydra, and I have a showcase which I will ping along here at the end of this video, where you can have a look at the ideal Arctic build for Hydra if you wanted, but basically it's a relentless build with high damage, good accuracy, etc. These are stats we got, so this is why I was surprised he did so much damage, because he has only 110 critical damage, so it should be towards 250, but he does have his passive which will add more critical damage throughout the fight. Good critical rate, should be 100% though, but we didn't kind of get it. And then speed, and then good HP. Obviously he's a regen, so that does really help keep him alive. And again, these are his masteries. So again, these are Ice Golem masteries, nothing special. Let me just go move myself here or at the top so you guys can see all the masteries. So these are his masteries. Again, these are for Ice Golem, so you can go check it out on my channel if you want to use him in Ice Golem, or if you're interested in using him in Ice Golem, or if you need help in Ice Golem, let me know down in the comments below. We do have my trusty Royal Guard, who is amazing. It is also worth pointing out as well, on Arctic, he also has 15% extra critical damage from the Great Hall, because I started doing that in the live arena. So we've got good HP, good speed, critical rate, crit caps obviously, and then critical damage, which is coming in at 301. That's because of the blessing as well, so that really helps, and stuff like that. So there's the masteries. Again, I don't feel that these are probably the best masteries right now to go with, actually. Maybe question this one because on this rotation, but other rotations you can question that vice versa is better. So let me know down in the comments what you think. I do love this Royal Guard. I think it's a hell of a build. And then we have other champions who are in my vault. Let me just go pick them out so you can have a little look at them. Molly out? Yeah, Molly's there. So let's have a little look at Molly. Molly is the most important champion in this team. Like, you need to bring in someone that can lock down DK, but also bait mischief. So we have Blood Shield here just for that role, just to give me one extra buff in case we lose the reflection for any reason. And then this could be accuracy or resistance banner, and I'm looking for good extra accuracy and resistance. As you can see, we are using a new set, which is fairly lovely, but we do want to have HP or defense chests, or defense and HP gloves, so you can swap them around, maybe even a banner if we need to, and then stuff like that. So the masteries will be fairly surprising for you guys. This is what we're going to go with. So Fierce Presence gives you a 5% chance of placing provoke, so her passive will become from 50% to 55% to provoke DK for 2 turns, which will generally make your life very easy if you're lucky enough to do that. So these are really old masteries, and yeah, we've got a free reset there. They definitely could be better for sure, and stuff like that. So let's go in and see Hugo and Netmo, so you can kind of have a look at them builds as well, which are very, very old builds. So yeah, where is Netmo? He has a little free blessing. Where are you, buddy? There we are. So again, these are endgame builds, so don't let it off. If you want to drop your stats a little bit and go for brutal, this team will more than happily wipe brutal. So this is my Necma build with resistance. Doesn't need resistance. I was just trying some bits and bobs out with him, and he can also be used as a mischief tank. Like, if you can get good resistance, good accuracy and resistance and speed, then you can generally use him in that role as well. If you put a Blood Shield on him, that generally will just help with mischief. So mischief is not out this rotation, so that's something to bear in mind. But again, these are very good masteries options and stuff like that. So yeah, he does do quite a bit of damage, as you can see, for support champion, which is really nice. We've got my Hugo, who is again really important. So you just want to go accuracy and good speed, and if you can get a relentless set, that's a bonus, right? And the refresh is even better if you can get it. Refresh is like super end game. You need to be in gold really in 3 vs 3 to be able to farm that quite easily, or to farm that easier than you would like. So yeah, there is everyone. I think we're not showing you Pythian. Pythian's just arena build, honestly. This is like my newly built Pythion for Arena, nothing special here. Not amazing build either, but this is what I've kind of got. Boltwork as the mastery. Don't really use him now that I got Necrid at the weekend, so his utility is definitely being a lot lower. So there we are, a 60 million a key. I think that's really impressive for a team that is not Kraken level. I don't feel like it's a Kraken level anyway. It definitely is a whale team for sure, but there is a lot of free champions in there. So only Necmo, who was a guaranteed champion back in the day, and I remember making the video saying go for him because it was going to be good for HYDRA, and honestly he's probably top 10 HYDRA champions in the game right now, so he is super crazy. If you're not using him, max him out, and again, maids and full auto, that's what we like to see. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the video. It really does help me making more content and supporting the channel, and again, I hope you really enjoy this. See you on the next video. Peace out.